everyone, welcome back to Disciples Liberation. Okay, so today we're going to be finishing off this zone. We do want to go over here to the pub. So we have a side quest there, and I believe our final quest is to go back to my house. Now, we can't take these out. I don't know how much I care to be getting these anymore. Like this one maybe, but I get so many resources as it is right now. I don't know how important it is for me to get any more of these. So, I might just say the heck with that. Alright, let's go over to the pub. See, what's going on here? Standing outside Grim Williams' pub, you're overcome by a pressure bearing down on your chest. You faced angels, demons, dragons, and every kind of monster in between, but the thought of opening this door makes you feel afraid. Enter. Stepping inside, the pub looks empty, except for the sound of steel on a whetstone. They look up from sharpening the weapon for battle and look at you. So, you finally come, huh? This was your doing, you know. The lows will fall, we'll all die, and we have you to blame. This is Grim William, friend of my parents. I don't think we're all introduced yet. This is Grim William. He was a friend of my parents, okay? Their trust was misplaced. Is that how you remember it happening? Tell the truth before your little friend, my sons, me, and the gods. Tell them about how your mother hid the monster in our midst. You sent soldiers to our door. You brought the Empire's holy hands to my door to kill me when I was just a child. For pittance, no doubt, and all because he was scared of a 13-year-old girl. Father's too good to say it, so I will. He sent the soldiers to protect the lows. Yes, they paid our family well for it. There's no shame in that. And would have done your mother less harm to know you were dead than to see you walk away, spend her life wondering about you. You never came home, never wrote, yet you claimed to love her. Grim Williams spits at your feet in disgust. Well, I think I can see where this is going. Luckily, I've already sharpened my dagger. Kill me and you only prove me right. Evil and murderous to your core. Father, they do call her Liberator. Maybe we... Grim William backhands the son across the face. Shut your grubby mouth, boy. I told you we'd kill her and take the reward. And that's what we'll do. Grim stands with his sword raised. His son look at you with abject horror in his eyes. Come with us, son of William. Yeah, let's take him. Instead of cowering in your daddy's pub, join us. Be better men than this. See your father for the small, rotten man he is. Let him fester here alone in his hatred. A tense, quiet moment passes. The boy agrees. Grim William does not try to stop them. He does nothing at all. You leave Grim William's pub, resolving never to return. As you walk out the door, you feel his stupefied eyes upon you. But you also feel another thing, the weight of years, resentment, anger, and blame lifted. Awesome. He's, Oh, we got a lot of stuff. Alright, well, let's take a look. What did we all get? I mean, we got a new unit. We got an Imperial Assassin, and young Williamson is a what? Oh, Inquisitor, is that what that is? He does in the middle of missiles. Okay. Let's take a look at our goodies. We got a purple chest. Nope. Okay. Nope. I'm not sure I have the best build of how I'm doing my character, but I do like having her have some int to help me do more damage with my spells. Take a look at the house first. Your old house, the fields you play in as a girl, all of it in ruin.
What happened, Avi? It looks like no one's lived here in an epoch.
I don't understand. It's my home. Why was my mother living in squalor?
There must have been some explanation.
Maybe she was overcome with grief for my father's death, or my leaving. Surely there's some explanation.
Though dilapidated, the house seems to call you. What remains of its door creaks in the passing breeze. Inspect. You enter the creaking door to a modest kitchen. Orion follows, looking around at the ransacked cupboards. Inspect. The broken stoneware and shattered glass sits worn, covered in dust. It's remained like this a long, long time. Check the hearth. The memories flood back. Though the hearth sits empty and cold, you smell stew. You feel warmth. Your mother's hums you attune. How long ago has it been, really? Need to the salon. You leave tracks in the dust. With you and your partner solemnly make your way. Filaments catch the light, dancing in the air around you. Do unheard music. Check the papers. You flip through old papers to find stories she read to you as you slept. Gurner Meglaquire and the Impossible Toad, Queen Tigalish. Tigalish's last hurrah. Nothing stops a mother's heart. The last one was your favorite. It still is. Check the floorboards. You open the floorboards and find a small cubby you hid when you were in the veil were passing through. You knew to be afraid of their heavy boots clanked against the floorboards above you. You knew to hold your breath as they searched. You just didn't know they were searching for you. Check the father's chair. His chair remains moth-eaten and covered with soot he tracked home from the forge. She must have never sat in it after he died. Move to the bedroom. As you step into the old bedroom, the room changes about you. Small toys Orion carved. You sit on the shelf. Light beams in. Another hot day. Your mother calls you from the kitchen. What a smell! It is pastry. What's the occasion? Call back to her? You open your mouth to call back, but no air escapes. You try to move your feet, but they are heavy, as though trapped in wet sand. But it's your birthday. The pastry will be your cake. No, the pastry was to be your cake. Your mother calls your name again. She's desperate, terrified. Your father screams just beyond the wall. The veil have come again. This time, they're intent on finding you. Instead, they will die, but so will he. You go back through the door and whisper a final goodbye. Whatever this house was to you, it hasn't been that in a long, long time.
You alright, Avi? You can talk to me.
Just a lot of memories. Some good, some not. Hey, my father's forge is just past here. You mind if we stop by?
Let's go to his forge. Defender of the Lows. Hello here. What are you doing down here? You step through the wreckage of your father's old forge. You place your hands on the surface of the sharpening stone. Cold, smooth. How odd that something so beautiful could make weapons so deadly.
Hey, Avi, I don't mean to interrupt, but do you recognize that guy?
You turn to see a humble old man watching you from a safe distance.
It can't be. Little Aviana. How happy I am to finally meet you, though you're a bit older than your mother described.
Tell me your name.
No need to be alarmed. My name is Loir. I was Celia's husband.
It pains to hear the name spoken. You'd avoid saying it for so long, but husband?
You didn't know. I see. She left something for you. A key. Though I imagine you have some questions for me first.
How did you meet?
I didn't realize she met anyone. I left after my father died. My human father, that is.
After his passing, she set up an apothecary. She treated my wounds from a battle against the elves in Italian. Frankly, her bedside manner was terrible. But luckily for both of us, the fate hand kept us together.
When did you marry?
No one told me she'd remarried.
It was years ago. She wrote you a letter, but never had anywhere to send it.
Did she not know of Ilian?
By then, Aviana, by then so much time had passed that she wasn't sure you wanted to hear from her. When our sons left for the war, we hoped they'd one day find you in battle and that they'd send you home. But it wasn't meant to be.
I have brothers?
You and my mother had sons? That means I have brothers.
Had brothers. Our eldest died in the rebellion on the Plains of Widows. The other died in the war for Varantor.
Chill run through you. Could you have faced them both? Could you have killed them? I might have. Oh, I might have. Surely the Fate Hand wouldn't be so cruel. What was she like?
It's been so long. I worry I forget what she was like.
Well, she was happy and talked about you always. She was so proud of her daughter. She had a temper, and she wasn't afraid to punch the odd soldier or two in the lip. She refrained from drinking generally, but when she did, oh, she really did. She loved to sing, to dance, and sometimes she'd be so quiet. She'd stare out at the road for hours, hoping to see you ride in.
Wow. Try to make me feel real bad about myself. What happened to the house?
The house is destroyed.
She moved on, Aviana. What choice did she have? She couldn't spend her days being a custodian of the past, just in case one day you came home. Then, with so many escaping from Varantor, from Attilian, from the path of flesh and flame, she used it to give them shelter.
I'll take the key now.
Did she say what the key's for?
Only that it opens the cellar door beneath your father's old forge. As for what's in the cellar, that's anyone's guess.
He hands you the key. You want to thank him, but the words catch in your throat. He nods knowingly and understandingly. Nothing over here. Try the massive rusted key given to you by Lohir. It barely turns. Orion places a hand around yours, and together you pry the lock. Is that it? Just the chest? Okay, what do we get? As you open the chest, you catch the faintest scent of honeyed flowers. It's her, Cecilia, your mother.
Mom?
You turn to see her. Your eyes scan the darkness of the chamber, but you see nothing.
The chest has been sealed for so long. The air stayed undisturbed, like a ghost.
You breathe deeply, greedily. With every inhalation, you feel her close to you. But it does not last.
It was like she was here, even if for a moment.
You look at each other. You look each other in the eyes. You see his hurt, his pain, and he sees yours. You shake your head like you're rattling the sadness out, and you look into the chest. Stay with me. Right, I want him as my romance.
Here a while. Do you mind staying with me?
He implies he'd be happy to spend the eternity here with you. Aww. Inspect the note about Innoel. You take the note addressed to you. Like the others in the chest, it was never sent.
Little Aviana, if you're reading this, then you know. Never question the love your father and I had for you. Yes, you were given to us. Yes, we tried to keep you hidden from the veil. But all of that came second to our love for you. It was a love your true mother, Noel, foretold. You should know that she loves you too. She came many times to see you when you were still a child. To sit by your bed at night. To watch you sleep. Eventually it became too dangerous for her. And I suppose eventually it became too dangerous for all of us. Please come home. There is so much more I have to tell you. Yours forever.
All right. Inspect the note about Rift. Take the note written in your mother's writing.
Little Aviana, one day I will explain everything. For now, know that your mother and father were fated to be joined together. The essence of her love is entombed in a blade. She asks that, when you're ready, you find the blade and keep it close. Doing so keeps Noel close, too. Please come home. There is so much more I have to tell you. Yours forever.
Inspect a note about your seal. You blow the dust off the note written by your mother's hand.
Little Aviana, the seal you bear is called a seal of angels. It was given to me by your mother, and so I give it to you. Keep it close to your heart, where she belongs. Please come home. There is so much more I have to tell you. Yours forever.
Inspect the scarf. You find a pale blue scarf your mother used to wear. It's more worn than you remember, but no less beautiful. Take the scarf. You take your mother's scarf and carefully fold it in your pack. Part of her will be with you, always. Take the weapon. Reach into the chest and pull out a strange weapon from the chest. Made with iron from the unholy legion, but forged by mortal hands. Can it be made by your father?
It's beautiful.
You take the heavy token and close the chest. Its latch locked shut. Though it's impossible, her spirit seems to fill the chamber to fill you, and to gently rush you forward. You just learned the first ultimate ability. Ultimate abilities are unique to Aviana and her companions. When someone in your party learns their ultimate ability, it will be assigned automatically as a third ability, in combat. Ultimate abilities are extremely powerful and can drastically affect the tide of battle. They function in a bit differently than normal abilities, though. Each starts with the initial cooldown during the combat before it can be... Okay. Ooh. What's that? It's one of these, right? Right there. Ah, it's not my class type. Nope, not my class type. Nor is that one. Alright. We'll crap. Anything new in here? We're gonna have to head back, so I'm just wondering if there's anything good. Release a sudden burst of holy light in a straight line, dealing divine damage to enemies. Okay, 5 in a straight line. Magma Fissure. Calls forth fires from the deep for 2 rounds, dealing primal damage to all units. Path of Ice. Freezes the ground at specific locations for 2 rounds, dealing primal damage to all units who walk on it. Inflicts chill and demoralize. Full Moon. Empowers allies through the force of twin moons. Grants agile, improved critical, leech, evasive, and inspired to the targets. That's kind of cool, actually. Flips. Strike surrounding enemies with celestial power, dealing both divine and unholy damage. Inflicts blinded and confused on targets. 2. Just allies. Alright. Do I get to see what my ultimate is here without being in battle first? I don't know. Although we might have to be in battle before I see it. Wait. Or can I? Cosmic Blast. Opens a rift through space and time, dealing divine damage and unholy damage. Inflicts confused and silence on the targets. Okay. 6-round cooldown. Alright. Peppers like it too. Alright, so let's head out of here. I believe we gotta bury our mom. Let's get our quest pulled up here. Find your companion at your house. Do I have any other quests here? No companion quests. This thing is broken again. It won't let me scroll. I know there's a lot more. Unless it automatically ended them. There, amidst the stillness of your childhood home, you see her. She could almost be dreaming of some serene dream. In a way, perhaps that's all of the Four Heavens are. The place where souls go to dream.
She's just like I remember her.
You hesitate. It's been so long since you've seen her face. Thank you for caring about her.
Thank you for everything, but especially for this. This is how she deserves to be remembered.
Everyone's planning a celebration, but first we have to host the mourning. What will you do with her? Your mom, I mean.
Right. I hadn't thought about it.
When we mentioned the Tomb of Wills, but we could bury her over here. We bury her? Let's bury her.
She lived here. This is her home. We will bury her and mark the grave. Would you help me?
Together you prepare her one last time and set her on her path to the Four Heavens properly. Then, when you are ready, you say goodbye.
The people of the Lows rise from their mourning as the twin moons rise in the sky. They celebrate the lives of their dead. They celebrate your return and your victory. Still, you stand removed. It would seem that as much as you have changed the world's cruelties have changed you as well.
The funeral proceeds as it always does, from grief to revelry. You glance at your childhood home and then to the revelers, each lost in grief and laughter.
Hey, Abby. You okay? I know this isn't exactly how we dreamed of coming home.
You cock a smile, though it pained you to do so.
I love every single person here, and I'm happy to be home. But
Not exactly in the mood for a traditional Lowe's funeral. They do get a little rowdy. But maybe rowdy is what we need.
You feel them, not just looking at you, and seeing your longing to be with others. Seeing your sadness, what's worse, you know they're right. You're awfully observant. Why
if
not?
I'd known you were so observant,
Romance him.
I'd have tried to hide it better.
The wry smile, you drag back to the festivities, met up by an uproar of applause. Amidst the celebrations, your eyes are drawn to each other, your fingers and your hips as you dance and drink the night through.
Abby, save me. My aunts keep insisting I dance, and my blisters have blisters. Get me out of here.
You look at them in the eyes. You understand the question behind the question just fine. You know, just the place.
I was thinking the same thing. There's a place I used to use as a hideout when I was a girl. Come, I'll show you.
Alright. Oh, what do I do? Meet your companion at the Abandoned Hideout. Where is it? Is it? Oh, that would help. That would help immensely. There in the haunted shadows of your former life, you find it, the cabin where you ran to hide so many years ago.
Oh, by the four heavens. I completely forgot this place existed. What do you remember of it?
It was a home away from home. Have we ever talked about it? What happened during my childhood? I mean...
Subtle aching silence, a gentle grip of your hand says, I want to hear everything. I wasn't a typical girl.
Before all this, before I knew I was a Nephilim, I was just a typical girl. My dad was a blacksmith, mother was a merchant. The only times I'd get in trouble were when I'd hang around you. Luckily for me, your love of mischief rubbed off on me. Then one day, a horse in the market bucked. I was startled, and this power burst out of me. The local priestess called it twilight power.
Well, it apparently hasn't increased much because I didn't put any points into that. I fled to keep everyone safe.
After losing my father, I knew no one would be safe. We fled, taking small contracts just to pay for food. We'd earned the title the Twilight Twins. Not my idea, but the name brought fame with it.
Eventually, Holy Hands came.
The Vale were just soldiers for the Church of the High Father back then. They sent Holy Hands to discover what happened. A man named Grim William told them everything. My father defended me, and in the struggle, they killed him. I only know what happened next from stories I've been told. That the power burst from my hands again. That I killed the Holy Hands.
I've been afraid of coming home since.
Even though we were forced to leave, I always wanted to come home. Always. But to come home meant I'd put my mother in jeopardy. Had I known that this is how it would end...
You wipe a solitary tear from your cheek. You hope it will be the last. It will not be.
Well, that's enough about my past. Let's talk about us instead.
So you do. Shared loves of battles and music, your time spent together from Verantor and to right now. Soon the conversation turned more personal.
I mean, I think about it all the time, don't you? Being a parent, I mean. Imagine baby Avianas running around shooting their weird purple magic. Do you want to be a mother?
Conversation is, in fact, deeply personal. Yeah. I have children. I love children, so why not? Children.
I would one day, when I'm ready. Though, I don't think anyone's ever really ready.
You swig from the bottle of wine and pass it over. As they drink, you glance at each other. The tension is obvious. And it's building.
Abby.
Lean in. Your lips collide. Hands curve your jaw. They're surprisingly soft. Through their skin, you feel them trembling. They're nervous. Soon as your armor is stripped from your body and you return the favor, your bare chest crashed under the light of the fading moons. Were it hours or lifetimes that pass, you'd never know. Sunray watches over their skin with their faint pink hue, the bottle of wine long since spilled, and rests empty beside you.
Good morning.
So it is. I mean, that was amazing. I mean that. I've never felt this way before. Ever. Are you all right?
You carefully consider your next words as you dress. Feel the same way as you.
My feelings.
That's right.
I feel the same. I
Whatever.
feel more, even. You've awoken something inside me that I didn't know was there.
You embrace. There's no arguing that the night was once in a lifetime experience. Lifetime better spent by your side. You step away from the sight of drunken slumber, smiling, holding hands alive. Nice. Turn to alien. Hey, we leveled up. That was really good sex. I even leveled up from that. Let's do our level up. Alright, so like I was saying, but Twilight Magic is right here. I haven't put any points into it. Let's see. I was putting points in here to do more damage against demons and undead. I'm gonna put another point into that. So I'm considered a Nightblade. Alright. I don't think there's anything else here to do. Still can't believe I haven't found any bones. Yeah, let's go back to the alien. See where we go next. So we are going to see what we do next in the next episode, because time is up. So I'd just like to thank you all for spending some time here. If you did enjoy this, hit that like button. And if you are new here and like to see more content like this, please subscribe. I'll see you all next time.